So we got a little remote control here. It's got a counter. It tells me, you know, how many minutes we've rolled and everything like that. Yeah, it's worked out really well.
It's a nice setup.
Yeah, and we're buying a second aircraft. Probably going to order it this week, and we're going to get the exact same one. It's made in Australia, although the engine is Rotax.
What's your oil?
Oil temperature is 49 degrees. She knows I got to wait till 50 before we take off, so she was...
Oh, just checking.
I think she was politely reminding me to check my oil temperature, but, you know, nice job, wife.
That's what they're there for.
Yep. I'm going to pause our video for a minute just to save tape for the air. The advisory tower will open up. This is actually a military airport, and they let it be used for civilian uses only during daylight hours, and at 9 o'clock there's a guy in the tower that'll come in, and we'll start to hear more jump aircraft chatter. So again, that volume control might come in handy. So looks real clear. Anytime during the flight, if you see anybody that I don't see, let me know. That would make a safe flight even safer.
Roger.
Don't hesitate to let me know. DAmy traffic, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra, taking the active glider port. Closed left pattern. Early in the morning when it's really calm, we buzz through here real low. Once it starts getting later morning, there's a little breeze. I'll come through it 100 feet or something just to give your family a chance to see us before we leave.
Okay.
So we'll take off, do a left-hand pattern, come in here. Depending on how smooth it is, with a high kind of cloud level, it looks like it might be kind of smooth. I don't think the thermals are going to be working their way up yet. We'll probably go out to the pineapple fields and just check out the air, and if it's too bumpy there, we won't get real low, but then we'll head up north, go all the way around the North Shore. All right, our video's rolling. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
We'll get going about 70 miles an hour. Poor man's hang glide and generally push out and go up. All right. 7 Tango Sierra on the roll, closed left pattern. That's 40 mile an hour.
7 Tango Sierra.
50. Oh, the tower's open. There's 60. I'm going to just push out right now. We'll go up. And there's your fan club over there. Pretty nice, huh?
Very nice.
Right now we're cruising about 70 miles an hour. Paradise Air, we're going to depart to the east. You can see the wind coming up, and it's just going to be choppy coming in. So they got a good look at our takeoff. That's from the little TV show Lost, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that show.
You hate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it moves real slowly, and you're either going to love it or hate it because it's kind of almost like an evening soap opera.
I watched the first 10 minutes of the first one, and the guy got sucked.
King Air 6 Yoda Sally, stand back taxi for takeoff runway 8.
The guy got sucked into
Kill
the
tail back taxi runway 8.
Sorry, it'll get quieter in a minute. I'll switch frequency, but you said you were watching.
No, I watched the first show for 10 minutes, and the guy got sucked into the engine after the aircraft crashed.
Right.
And I went, no.
Yeah, well, people that know better. So, how long have you been on Oahu? Just get here?
We've had this week here, and last week we were in Maui.
Oh, nice. That's great, traveling with the whole family and everything?
Yeah, well, we always do. I call it Cloggy Fest. We'd always do usually a driving tour every year with these folks.
Nice.
And this year, with gas prices getting higher, I decided let's just stay put for a change.
Yeah.
Give me a break too.
But right now you're in Texas, so you guys got in an airplane and came over here. You went to Maui, and then you come over here, huh?
Right.
Cool. So the bar's going to float in the trim position that you probably remember when you were in your hang glider. Once we get to smooth air, it won't bounce around like it is now.
Right.
From the back seat, it's really common that when we pull left or right, if you pull it towards you, the nose will drop down, as you remember from hang gliding.
Right.
So once we get to an altitude that's nice for checking out the view and everything, to do turns, just pull yourself to the side that you want to, but try not to pull the bar towards you. Just do it side to side rather than side and pulling it towards you.
Right.
And that way we'll keep up our altitude.
Okay.
What I'm going to do, just because it's later in the morning and it was already feeling a little bumpy there, I'm going to climb us up to a nice altitude, and we're going to go all the way around past the golf balls up there.
Yeah.
Right before that is what is called ComSat. We'll go all the way around to the North Shore. Check it out. We'll go all the way down to the West Coast. In a couple of minutes, we'll actually be able to see Waikiki and Diamond Head.
Okay.
The skydiving center was what that King Air was. He was taxiing down with a load of jumpers. They're usually in free fall right over in there.
Right.
The air's not too bad right now, so go ahead and take a really light grip here. Just remember to be relaxed because you can't turn this thing upside down. And if you feel it's in a little bit of a turn, just pull us over to the left and it'll level right out. There's maybe even a little bit more lag time than in a regular hang glider, so when you pull it, the turn will start a little later and it will stop a little later. And like I said, you only want to fly as much as you want to fly. It's nice to get your hands on it. Some people want to fly the whole flight, some people fly 10 minutes. You know?
I'm looking forward to flying it.
Looking forward to it? Okay, great. So, why don't you just do a right 360, just pull us a little over to the right, and like pull a little bit more so establish a good turn. Yep, and now totally go ahead and let go. Even though we're not in glassy air, I want you to see that the wings just can keep us in a little gentle turn because of that sail shifting on the framework.
Yeah.
So it's just really cool. All right, go ahead and pick it up, and then let's fly kind of down the valley out here to our left. So here we are. Dave doing all the flying already. And let's take a still picture over here. Nice. In fact, during part of the flight, we'll be in bright sunlight too. So the only gauge that's not working correctly right
King Air 6 Joe, Hotel is going to take off on runway 8. Good, Roger.
Hey Jeremy, this is Tom in 7 Tango Sierra. I'm at 1,600 feet, about 2 miles east of the drop zone headed towards Wailua.
I roger that, I'll have an eye out for you.
So have you spent any time on the North Shore, or have you guys...
No, we've always, today's our first day on the North Shore.
Alright, well you're going to get a really great view of where all the cool things are. You can even see that coast behind us. But right in the corner here is the little town of Haleiwa. Believe it or not, it's the only town on this whole side of the island where there's like restaurants and shops. So that's a cute little surfing town, and they got great shaved ice and chocolate and little art galleries, and that's the little town of Haleiwa. On this whole coast, there's only one hotel, and it's way at the northern tip. It's called the Turtle Bay Resort. And so a lot of empty beaches here, real famous for surfing. We'll fly right over a few of them. Let's go a little bit more to the right. The video will get a good look at what we're coming up to here. This is the Wailua Sugar Mill, this old industrial-looking building. They used to grow a lot of sugar cane out here, and that's where they would refine it. But the sugar cane business isn't in business here anymore. They still do it on Maui, but they found it was cheaper in the Philippines, I think, is the main reason.
Right.
So they closed this down. It's a historical site, but in the cone-shaped building, they make some incredible soap. So if you're looking for any gifts for any of the female party with you, or you like good soap, or you want to bring anything back, most people don't know about it, but it's right in that cone-shaped building. They got a really nice gift shop, and it's in the town of Wailua, right next to Haleiwa. And there's a bridge that you went under. When you can get to that bridge, it's right about under us right here. It'll take you right over there. Dillingham Unicom Microlight 7 Tango Sierra 1.5 at the Sugar Mill, switching frequency and departing to the north.
7 Tango Sierra.
So I just told the tower we're going to get to another frequency. And for just a little bit, let me fly, because I'm going to climb us up to some smooth air. And it's kind of awkward. Hey, look over there. What do you see? It's a most famous landmark on Oahu is over there. Diamond Head is a building in Waikiki.
Yeah.
And so you can see all the way to the south coast. Pretty soon I'll get you high enough you can see Pearl Harbor, and then we'll do some turns for the video. We use wide lenses so everything will look further away, but you know it'll still be in the video. I'm going to make a call right now to the North Shore helicopter companies that are on this frequency that we're on now. North Shore Oahu traffic, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra, 1,800 feet, Thompson Corner, climbing to 3.5 and Waimea Falls. Now you see the inlet there at Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
All right. Now the buildings that you see about halfway over there, right at the end of that canyon, that's Schofield Barracks, military base you're probably familiar with.
Yeah.
When Pearl Harbor was attacked, a couple guys got in their cars and drove over to the other side of the harbor there. There's an old military strip. Before Dillingham was here, they had a military strip there. They got in their planes and then they flew back and shot down a bunch of Japanese Zeros. Yeah. So you're kind of like right in a real historic spot right here. And I was told that they became aces in the war because of it. early in the morning, we usually fly down there, but it's just going to be kind of bumpy and annoying.
Right.
So I thought we'd get up above the clouds and go where it's smooth and go to the other side. Thermals, you can sure feel those.
Sure.
So I'm going to do one turn for your video. At the town of Hollywood, you can see the harbor down there. They do shark tours out of there, and fishing boats, commercial fishing.
Yep.
Pretty good lines coming in today for surf. We have pretty good size surf today. And then back in the distance is Dillingham and out towards the west tip of the island. This aircraft has a lot of power. We're at 2,700 feet, and we're at about 5,400 RPMs. The manufacturer suggests on us to not go above 5,500 continuously, so we're not exceeding that. We're still climbing at 700 feet a minute. And we're up at the cloud level. Look at that. Alright, you want to fly again? I just took it because it's hard to push out from the back seat because you're sitting so far back there.
Right.
So let's just go to the right of this cloud. And the heading we're at just a little bit there. Excellent. North Shore Oahu traffic, microlight 7 Tango Sierra. 3.1 Weed Circle to Waimea Falls. So from this side of the road over is mostly by the little pineapple plantation. We'll take a picture right now at the background. There you go. Anytime you want to fly hands off for photos or one hands, no problem. So you got the little pineapple plantation. We'll probably keep that very agricultural. It's going to get some houses on that edge over there because that's not agriculture. On the road this direction, a wealthy guy named Bishop, when he died, he set up the Bishop Foundation, and money was set aside for agriculture and education. So they bought up most of the property you see from the road all the way up to Waimea Canyon. So hopefully this will stay used for agriculture and just keep it really pretty. So, 30 miles away you've got a huge city. So come over here and it's just empty and beautiful. Why don't you do a right-hand turn and I'll take a couple of pictures when these clouds below us in Pearl Harbor. Yeah, something like that. More towards the sun. Alright, there's the first photo right now. Nice. Coming all the way around. The mountain in the back that's coming into our view is the highest point of the island. It's 4,000 feet. Take another photo. Let's go back and head up to the waterfall in Waimea Canyon. Are you warm enough? Yeah, I'm fine. Alright. Really see a lot of the island, 3,600 feet. Yeah, about this heading right here will take us towards that canyon in front of us. It's a canyon right at a really famous surfing beach that you've probably heard of on television before, Waimea Bay.
Yeah.
You can see a white church steeple, that vertical one right there, and a little sand just to the right of it. That's the bay, and the reason why it's famous for big waves is it's a deeper body of water than the other beaches, so the wave doesn't stand up until the swell is bigger.
Right.
So when it starts closing out on all the beaches at the Bonsai Pipeline and Sunset and the other ones that are those sandy beaches north of it, when they start closing out, Waimea Bay starts breaking. Oil temperature right where we want it, oil pressure right where we want it. The EGT gauge isn't working, I can see that, but, and I think this one is bogus. I don't trust the CHG and EGT because they're little alligator clips totally exposed to the elements, and you move them one day, they're like perfect for a week, and then they start acting up on you, but everything looks great with our oil temperature and oil pressure good. Another beautiful canyon. You feed this river that dumps the sand out there. And I have a theory here, and it seems to make a lot of sense to me, is where fresh water comes into the ocean is where you don't get the coral reef. Because the salt water isn't high enough. So right in the harbor there, it's got a really good surfing wave on the left where the coral reef is, and on the right in the because of this river, it's a harbor. And that's why it's also sandy. Do a little left-hand turn for the video. I want to point out Haleiwa again. And if you look on the other side of the jetty, you'll see a bunch of surfers. During what's called Triple Crown, which is kind of the Super Bowl of surfing. They hold the first contest right there. That's the Leaky Beach Park, right in front of a building that was used for Hawaii Baywatch. So there's some really good surfing to watch there. We'll just go ahead and keep doing a clean 360. And then let's push out and do what we call a coordinated turn just because we're climbing. Do you fly the other aircraft that you're engineering on?
No.
Alright. So the only aircraft you've ever flown has been a hang glider, right?
That's right, yeah.
Where did you do that at?
In South Wales, in the UK.
Nice. A lot of crops down here. It's a little hard for me to tell, but I think those could be papaya trees. We've got a lot of papaya growing out here, and mangoes and corn. I don't know if you guys have a book called Oahu Revealed, because most of our customers come from it. And since you saw the Nissan Xterra piece, you might not have it. But there's a really good guidebook series to each island. And everybody loves it. It's about 15 bucks. And it points out a lot of interesting things. I'm going to kind of show you one. See where that big tree is down there in that big green field?
Yep.
There's a half a dozen horses that get to live in that beautiful spot. When you're driving north from Haleiwa towards Waimea, those houses will block your view, so you'll naturally be drawn to look at it. When you get past that field with the long white fence and the big tree, you can see a bunch of parked cars and tall trees on the beach.
Yeah.
Right on the other side of those tall trees is the only beach on the whole island, and possibly the whole state, where the green Hono sea turtle comes in and basks in the sun and the sand almost every day.
All right.
And you can get right up to them. You're not allowed to touch them, but you can get photos, and it's a really great thing that I think your whole family would enjoy.
Yeah, you want to see the turtles.
So check out whatever sites in Haleiwa, then you leave headed north. That's the best place for turtles. Then there's that sandy beach there. There was a lot of surfers. Go up to Waimea Bay. It's the nicest beach on the whole island to swim in because of the big river has made it a big sandy bay. On the north end is coral reef, but most of it is sand, and when the waves are not huge, it's completely flat in there even when there's waves at other beaches. Don't leave any valuables visible in your car.
Right.
Try not to leave anything in your trunk because you got enough people you can take turns swimming. But Waimea Bay would be a really nice place. So as you're driving around the bay on this side, there's a beach park that usually there's parking. You can park there and walk out, an epic place to swim.
Good advice.
And then past the tower up there at the church, you can see a really small sandy beach. That's called, it's the next beach up from Waimea. That's called Three Tables because there's 3 rocks offshore.
Right.
Anybody in your group like to snorkel, that's a good place to snorkel on all 4 sides of the rocks. But it's a nice little place to hang out with your family. You can see an aircraft down there. It's probably a helicopter.
Right.
Aircraft over Waimea. Are you on this frequency? Okay, this is Microlight 7 Tango Sierra. No factor. We're at 3.3. Just Mauka, Chun's Reef to Waimea Falls.
Helicopter 8 Delta Mike, Waimea Falls 1.7.
Hey, have a good day. Let's go more to the right. We'll go up to the waterfall. So anyway, at Three Tables, what's cool about it is there are only a few parking spaces, but if you get lucky, you can park right there. You walk across the bike path. There's a bunch of green trees for shade and a lawn and a nice sandy beach. The beach in the water is not as much sand as Waimea. There's a mixture of coral and sand. All right, now right at our 11 o'clock, you can see Waimea Falls. The canyon is an epic place for your family to go to. You can drive halfway up the canyon. It's controlled by the Audubon Society.
Right.
It's pretty much a botanical conservation place right now.
Right.
So there's not a lot of wildlife, but incredible variety of trees and plants and bushes and things. But you can walk from that green building on a paved asphalt trail right to the waterfall, and it's an 80-foot waterfall that you can swim in the pool underneath if you want to. They may even have access for, anybody that's handicapped or elderly. They might let you go up in electric carts or something. I don't know if anybody in your group is, having difficulty walking long ways. But Waimea Canyon is real cheap, real pretty. You got the waterfall, you got the Audubon Society gift shop, and you got Waimea Bay. And so it's completely different than on the other side over there. So let's go a little left now. Your video will pick up Waimea Bay. Now the little beach I told you about, Sharks Cove, Three Tables, is just the next one past Waimea.
Yeah.
Then you see that big white roof up there? Yeah. That's a Foodland supermarket with a Starbucks. Right out directly on an angle angle from us over that building, you can see a big cove.
Yeah.
It's called Shark's Cove. It's famous for a really great place for snorkeling. It's usually very well protected. Even today, it's pretty calm. Great place for snorkeling. Not a lot of sand on the beach. A little awkward to get down to the beach, but a really great place all the way out toward that lava point. Really epic snorkeling. And then where the sand starts here, all the way up to that big cove that I'm pointing at up there with the blunt nose point, that's the miracle 7 miles of surfing known in the surfing community. Right. Make kind of cool. We're going to fly right through this little wisp. And let's do a left turn over Waimea Bay. I'll make an announcement. Let's just do a circle. Just a real gentleman way out over the water and around. North Shore Oahu traffic, microlight 7 Tango Sierra, 2.6 Waimea Bay and circling. And try to keep the bar maybe past trim just so we keep our altitude. Okay. Yeah, water gorgeous. You can see the coral reef on this side, but most of the bay is sand for you to swim in. If you've got people that want to jump off of a rock that says do not jump off of it, on the south side everybody jumps off that rock. There's 2 heights. I think the higher point is really high, like over 30 feet.
Not for me.
Not for me either.
Don't like heights.
You're comfortable with these heights today when you're flying them?
There's something strange about being airborne like this. That
Yeah.
You don't feel, it doesn't feel like a height
Yeah.
to me.
Video's still rolling nicely. Look at that view. Keep coming all the way around. Now over our left shoulder, you see that big square dark brown area? That's called the Heiau, and it's an old Hawaiian sacred ground. And we'll just keep coming. We'll go out and fly just to the left of it, and then we'll do some right turn for the still camera. You can take a paved road by the Blue Land Supermarket. It turns into a dirt road, and you can come up there even with a rental car. It's just a bumpy dirt road. That's where the king's wives used to give birth, overlooking this beautiful Waimea Bay. And there's pretty serious speculation. I don't know that they know for sure, but they think they did human sacrifices up there as well. So that's another little place that's nice to go. This little town up here is called Pupukea. Let's go a little more towards straight ahead. I just want to set up for a photo here. Yeah, go a little left. A little left. Look at these beautiful homes up on Pupukea. Right over there on the ridge. I'm going to take a picture right now. Got the Heiau in the background. And then let's do a real gentle right-hand turn out over the lagoon and at Waimea. And then we'll take some pictures with you flying with Waimea Bay in the background. Nice job of the flying, my friend. Take a look at the camera. Maybe a big shaka with your left hand or a thumbs up. Nice. Let's do one more right now. Okay, cool. And then when we go out over the water, I'll take you looking back in. The bumps are because of the Ko'olau Mountains and the winds are coming this way, and I've let us get down to almost 1,900 feet. So after we do a couple turns, I'll take it and we'll climb up a little bit. Beautiful water here. Nice little residential community right there. You can still see the South Shore even from 2,000 feet. North Shore Oahu traffic, microlight 7 Tango Sierra, 2,000 feet, Waimea Bay and circling. Yeah, this is going to work out great for photos. A little bit south of the bay. Alright. That's it. A little bit more right-hand turn, and I'll take a picture here. I'm going to roll it up just a little bit. Okay, take a look at the camera. Nice. Okay, let me climb us up for a little while.
Okay.
I got it?
Yep, you got it.
So now you can see all the way over to the windward coast, past the very north. Wow, that thermal's taking us. So right around the corner there, it becomes called the windward coast because that's the direction the trade winds come from.
Right.
That tends to be the rainier side of the island, so if you go exploring over there, try to do it earlier in the day.
Yeah, we noticed that the other day.
Or on the lighter wind days. So if you even look at the local news, and you see that a day is going to be real light winds, which I think we have some coming up. There's talk of maybe some rain Wednesday and Thursday, and then maybe some lighter winds and better weather. So just pick the lightest wind days to go to that side of the island. It's an epic place for kayaking, swimming in the Kailua Bay and stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah, we hired kayaks from the military base there the other day.
Oh, that's an awesome place out there. We did an episode for Amazing Race, and the military helped us out. We actually got out there on the military base there, and I saw that whole marina they have with all the kayaks. The video's got some beautiful lighting down there. That's the Shark's Cove I was telling you about right there.
Right.
And you can snorkel all the way out to the lava tubes. Another really spectacular sight that's going to be happening in the next few days, and it's happening today. See where the big green field is up here?
Yep.
That's the Sunset Beach Elementary School.
Right.
Directly across from the northern part of that is a little beach park called the Iukai Beach Park, spelled with an E, E-U-H-A-K-I. You park at the school or the beach park and walk through the park and walk as far south on the beach as you feel like walking. Right where that wave is breaking on the sand there, that's the most famous wave in the world. It's the Banzai Pipeline. And the wave breaks very close to the beach, as you can tell from here. So you can walk down, you can stay up near the trees and be in the shade and watch some of the most incredible tube rides and wipeouts in the world. If you have binoculars, even better, but if you don't, it's one of the best waves for watching without them because it breaks close to the beach. So the landmark again is a big green field, just like the big green field with the tree back there is a good one for the turtles. Now Denise and I live where this Blunt Nose Point is. See where there's kind of a bay? Blunt Nose Point? That is called Sunset Beach, where you're in the cove part. You can drive right there. You can see the cars. You can park there. And it's a really easy access beach to go out and swim and watch surfing. And there's some really good sandy areas next to the coral areas. So just go out where the water's light colored. And, telling your family members to just try to avoid the coral because it's pretty sharp. And then out there on the point is Sunset Point, and that's being surfed today as well. And now you can see a few surfers down at the Banzai Pipeline right over there. The wave breaks towards that deep sandy channel. The guys get right in the tube. Have you ever seen that on TV? I don't know if you have, but it's really a famous wave. We're back up to 2,800 feet, and the air should be smooth, so anytime you feel like flying, you take over, okay?
Got it.
Only reason I'm taking over, you're doing a fantastic job, is just to push out as a pain from the back seat. These dishes up here, it's called ComSat, and it's communication satellites, I guess. And the land up here, if you look closely, you'll end up seeing some cattle. It's the only cattle ranch on Oahu. It's called North Shore Cattle Company. Except on the windward coast, the Kola Valley, which is an awesome place to go ATVing or horseback riding, they may have cattle. I know they have horses. Why don't we go just a little right, and then your video will get a little look at the ComSat that we're flying over. And right in the background now is Sunset Beach, Sunset Point. See where that long row of trees is, right by the point? Our house is the next to the last house down the beach, down the road. Right by that car, we're just one house up. It's kind of nice.
Very nice.
Why don't you do a left-hand turn and or a right-hand turn, and I'll take some still pictures now, because it's going to be real pretty all around here. North Shore Oahu traffic, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra 2.8 over ComSat circling, just Mauka Sunset. Beautiful forest, huh?
Beautiful.
Okay, let's grab a photo right now, and then I'll wait till you get faced around closer to the water with the Banzai Pipeline down there and everything. Yeah, a little bit more right. Just keep doing the whole turn, and then I'll yeah, this will be a nice photo right now. Nice. Then just bring it all the way around and just keep us inland, headed up the coast. Now where your video will be constantly getting land and beach and water. Yeah, you can go left if you want. Just turn around the other. We can go further up. We got time to go further north. Yeah, we'll go a little further up. We'll get you up to like the Turtle Bay. You're the last flight. If you're a little longer your flight and it's free, you won't care, will you?
No, not at all.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Just straighten us out. We'll head up towards past those golf balls. You see out there's a big building and that cove. Pretty far up the point. Way up there. That's the Turtle Bay Resort. So that's a nice place that open to the public. You can pay for expert rating, but that's no problem. It's just on the other side of the island. We're over here a lot. So incredible view of Pearl Harbor and everything out in front of us.
Yep.
Don't see any aircraft. We're at 4,000 and sneak through these little things and keep climbing. And our video's still rolling.
Foxtrot, set for 5 minutes. 5-4 Foxtrot, 5 minutes.
So we're almost at an intersection called Thompson Corner. DAmy Unicom, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra, 4.2 Thompson Corner, transition along the ridge, kind of point.
7 Tango Sierra.
So we've made a lot of points out here by having an aircraft radio, which isn't required, and running a really good business for a few years. When we first came here, I don't think anybody thought we'd be able to make a living because the other guy that was doing it was really struggling. But he wasn't doing it full time, which is tough for your customers. You know, you got to be available to them all the time. And he didn't have as fast to ultralight as us. He didn't live as close to the airport, so he'd roll in about 8:30 in the morning on weekends only.
Oh, really?
And he just never had much business. And you know, we're pre-flighting the aircraft in the dark, and we're ready to take off at sunrise, which is the time that you want to be flying in an ultralight.
Right.
You know, sunrise to about 11 o'clock is perfect.
Right.
You show up at 8:30, half your day is gone.
Right. I was really pleased you could take me today. I only called in yesterday.
Yeah, it worked out good, and you know, your timing was great. I think we squeezed that last guy in, and we would have been waiting for that little rainstorm anyway, so it worked out really nice. Now, in front of us, you can see kind of a flat top. That's Mount Kaala, the tallest mountain on the island I showed you before.
Right.
You know, it's just from this view, it's pretty covered, but it's really spectacular up here, isn't it? Absolutely. And then really quickly, this is it. All the mountains in Hawaii are really narrow like this because they wear away really quickly.
Right.
It's the geology, and so it's very steep. Looking up the other side, we'll be able to see the Waianae coast really quickly as we go down the ridge. And then I'll turn the controls back to you once I quit pushing out so much.
Okay.
We're at 4,700 feet. I just got to be, legally I'm supposed to be 1,000 feet above the clouds. It's hard to judge distance, so I'm sure we're 1,000 and we're going to go just a little higher.
Right.
This mountain back here is a little bit more like the windward coast with the fingers because it gets a little bit more rain on this peak because it's so high than the flatter ridge down here.
What's the max altitude on the glider?
Well, I've been up to 8,000 feet and it didn't seem to be having any problem with power. I was just freezing my butt off.
Oh, right.
So I'm pretty sure that we could go higher than 10,000, and that's the maximum we're allowed to go without a transponder on this island. Now we're going to get a little bit of bump possibly from Mount Kaala, but we're up above most of it. If you look down there, you can see that building right down there on the beach. That's the Makaha resort down there. There's a Makaha golf course if you want another golf course. And that's the kind of the poorer side of the island because it's more remote, but they're putting in some really nice hotels and stuff over there. And we're coming up on what's called the Makua Valley. It's a military-owned valley. On light days out of the south, we actually get permission to fly down there when they're not doing military exercises. So it'll be a little cold on your hands, but if you want to fly, you let me know at any time. You want to fly, you can. I just want to keep it a little bit forward from trim, just about like that. And if you get cold, let me know. Hey, you know what? Do a left-hand turn. We'll go back a little bit. I want to take a picture with the valley and the water below. Yeah, so we'll go all the way around until we're kind of facing that direction. Might get a couple bumps off there, but now the video's got a nice shot there. And then as you level it back out and go over here, I'll take a picture of us. All right? You got sunlight on your face yet? Not quite yet? Right now? All right. Cool. Excellent. So you got the Makua Valley in the background. You can see all the way to the southern tip of the west coast of Oahu. So you basically see all of the whole west coast already. We're not even at a vantage point.
Go right here?
Yep. Another photo? Nice. And let's go up over these little clouds here. We'll head right along the spine up that direction. That'll take us in that direction. So that's Yokohama Bay down there at the bottom. It's a nice landing spot when we get some storms out of the south or the west. Let's go a little bit more to the the Makua Valley. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Dave's been doing most of the flying, the whole flight. The air is nice, the scenery is nice. I'm going to ask him how he's liking it.
Absolutely loving it, but don't tell my wife I've been flying. She doesn't want me to.
Oh, he says he absolutely loves it, but don't tell his wife that he's been flying. She wouldn't want him to.
Too bad she's standing right here.
Whoops.
Hey, and guess what? Sunset Canyon wants to go up now.
Excellent. Well, if the weather's good, it's your turn to fly. We'll be back probably in about 15 minutes. Right now we're coming up on the golf ball, and I'm going to switch back to Dillingham, and we're heading out to China Point, and it's beautiful. We're above the big white clouds over the airport, you see.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So you're at Mount Kaala?
No, we're probably in line with the tower right up on the ridge. I can't see the airport right now. I can see the ridge clearly, but we're probably even with the tower.
Right on. Hey, the tower wants you to make a call when you're mouth of the tower behind them. They can't see you.
Okay, I'll switch back and make another call. Dillingham Unicom, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra, 4.8, abeam the tower on the ridge to Cayena Point.
Tango Sierra.
Yeah, the tower will be coming into view right there. Then name us just maybe 15 degrees to the right, and that way as we come out here, the video is going to get a really nice look at the Cayena Point, which is like an arrowhead out here. The road actually stops, becomes a four-wheel drive road, and then there's an even more serious roadblock, so you have to walk or bike around it, but you can't even drive a motorcycle around it because they have an endangered species bird out here that lives in the bushes on the ground, so they protect it.
Right.
Interesting.
Dillingham, Caravan Foxtrot on the 45 for runway 8.
He's coming in.
Fly for Fox Director.
This golf ball looking thing here,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it controls a spy satellite. There's a couple of them up here, and in that guidebook there's a story about how originally NASA was in charge of these, and I think they would launch up a spy satellite. They would be able to trigger photos remotely from here, and then when the film canister was all exposed, they could release it by parachute. C-130 would come by and try to catch it, but out of 45 missions, they only caught it twice. So it was one of the worst track records for NASA ever. But now I'm pretty sure that it's still spy satellites with probably digitally encoded transmissions or whatever.
Right.
Take just a little bit of a right turn for just a second, and I'm going to take a photo with a. All right, let's actually go a little further. All right, nice. All right, now go back to your left. I just got the whole North Shore all the way up there, and then we'll go back down. So we'll fly out over Cayena Point, kind of do a couple.
Fly for Foxtrot, turn it base, 21.
That's the very west tip of Oahu, and Kauai is 86 miles out that way. I've never been able to spot it. And so this is a really good heading for the video. Once we come out here,
6 to Hotel East, stand back taxi for takeoff.
go a little more right for your video. And
To Hotel back taxi.
yeah, keep this heading for a little while. Pretty smooth flying, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and if you can be in trim if you aren't already. Make sure you're just relaxed and trim. It won't matter if we descend a little bit. Give a little gas, yeah, somewhere along there. Pretty soon I'll pause the video so we can save some for landing, but I'm gonna get it where we do one left-hand 360 turn out here. So you can go ahead and go into a gentle left-hand turn. That way the wing won't block the view of the video camera looking down the coast. Excellent. Down below us, Cayena Point. And then a view all the way down the whole left coast. Let's do one more turn to the left. Just keep going. Isn't that water beautiful? Absolutely. Keep coming all the way around for the video one more time.
Okay, so.
Beautiful with the North Shore up there. We're doing nice turns today, so good. Nice job of flying, Dave. Alright, so So I'll pause our video until we get back to the airport. So video back on, Dave doing the flying still. And we're about 4 minutes, 5 minutes from landing. We got about 7 minutes tape left. So we're going.
Pacific Company.
Excellent job of flying.
Thank you, sir.
I doubt that we have any stills left, but as you come around here, I'm going to take another photo. Wow, we really drifted downwind. Okay, take a photo right now. Nice. Alrighty. I'm going to just pull in the bar. You keep flying. I'm just going to pull in the bar a little bit to descend and get over to the swimming pool. I have a choice of pausing the tape or getting back within 7 minutes. So see how nice we're moving forward right now?
Yeah.
I'm letting us descend because we got plenty of altitude anyway. But and then see, give a little gas. That's the thing we can't do in a hang glider. Pull in the bar, you're going to descend. But here, pull in the bar and give gas. You're not going to descend as fast, or if you give enough gas, you don't descend at all.
Right.
I'll keep flying with you here. So we're on the right frequency. The airport looks clear. What a beautiful day. DAmy Intercom, Microlight 7 Tango Sierra at the swimming pool. I'd like to do a straight-in approach for glider port.
7 Tango Sierra, Roger, straight in. 6 to Hotel, 1 minute east end. Roger, 1 minute.
Great, we don't have to hold for anybody. I'm going to double check that our video's rolling. Yep. Let's take another photo right now with the left camera. There you go. And you're welcome to keep your hands on the bar if you want, all the way down.
Yeah, thanks for following it in.
Yeah, I'll be real light on it. I thoroughly expect that we'll get bumped around and I'll be doing this kind of stuff.
Okay.
And usually at about 20 feet, and we get past a couple of those buildings down there, about where those planes are parked. It usually smooths out. It's more an altitude thing. Once we're down below the bumps caused by these trees, you can see the wind is coming a little bit off the ocean. So to hit those trees and roll over and cause a little bit of turbulence for us. But what we do is we come in nice and fast. We're, a light aircraft, even though we're a heavy ultralight. So we'll drive through the turbulence with speed rather than relying on a big heavy fuselage.
Right.
7 Tango Sierra, final full stop glider port. Looks like we got pretty good wind actually.
Yeah.
You can feel those little bumps. No problem. There we go. Right. Yep. Nice.
Beautiful.
Now if you turn your little red latch and then lift up your visor, you can turn the air conditioner on. Nice.
Oh, nice and warm.
Yeah. And our video is still rolling. I'll put this over on some DVD with some music for you. And I got to thank you so much for making my job easy. You're a real pleasure to fly.
Thank you, sir.
When you guys are on the island, anywhere on the North Shore in particular,
And 6 to Hotel, jumpers away east end.
call Denise or if you get
6
lost,
to Hotel, jumpers away.
or if you want some advice or anything. 7 Tango Sierra, clear the active, taxi to the hangar. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
If I come back here again, I'll come and see you again.
Yeah, and the earlier in the morning, we can actually go low in the pineapple fields. And I'm not trying to do it for a money thing, but if you do like an hour and a half flight on an early, it's common to get all the way to Chinaman's Hat, which is way down the windward coast. Because again, in an hour and a half, we might bring you back about an hour and 45. Everything we run a little long to make sure everybody has a good time.
Right. So that exceeded my expectations, Tom. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and you did an awesome job of flying. I know the hang gliding helped, but still, it's been a long time since you flew.
It has been a long time. I didn't fly very much.
Today? Oh, when
I did the hang gliding.
Yeah, today you sure did. I'm gonna go right by your paparazzi fan club over
Paparazzi.
here. Yeah. And I got our video rolling. Now it's gonna be pointed away from, but. Nice group.
Look at that. Bless them.
That's great for them to be willing to hang out. You go do it, and they have a good time while they're waiting.
My wife was quite nervous. She didn't know me when I've only been married for 4 years. She didn't know me when I used to do that hang gliding and things.
This is actually like a motorcycle with wings, in my opinion. But morning we had a few bumps coming in, but it's not very hard to land this thing.